show. That's right. Welcome in. Welcome back, folks, to a could it be that USC is trying to weasel out of playing Notre Dame every year because they can't take the heat? It looks like it might be so, and it isn't surprising. Edition of the Always Irish. USC is weak and soft. Show. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps John out as well. Notifications on that way you don't miss nothing. Twitter, search bar Always Irish or Always Irish. Emails alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want it. You can get it. Call in lines 312-900-8815. I got to tell you, coming off the flu, something bad. I appreciate the callers Monday morning taking some of the load off me, calling in and letting them carry some of this while I'm trying to get my head back and put myself back together after a long few days here. So thanks to everybody who called in and lightened the load on me a little bit. Patreon.com/alwaysirish. Former captain, leading tackler Mike Goolsby and myself breaking it all down. Notre Dame Fighting Irish by SI. Read all about it. I've been out of the loop. I have not been able to get out of bed and write or do a focus or do anything. I got to get back into it. So stay tuned for that. So we're actually going to go over an article here. Nick Shepkowski wrote, my boss, the managing editor over at Notre Dame, brought to you by SI. And he covered this USC story. And the USC athletic director had some very interesting things to say about the Notre Dame rivalry. And let's get into some of that right now. So let's look at it. This would be Jennifer Cohen, the USC athletic director, asked about the Notre Dame rivalry. It's such an important series to our fans at both universities. I've said this before and I'll say it again. In an ideal world, we're going to keep playing each other. Interesting. Seems innocent enough. But watch this. With that being said, the landscape has changed dramatically. We're now playing in a conference where we fly back and forth cross country every week. CFP expansion and how you get access to the CFP and how things are seeded and selected. Those, to me, are important, unanswered questions. So we remain in conversation with Notre Dame about the series. I think we're clear to each other that we're going to try and evaluate what's best, and it's my job to evaluate what's best for our student athletes in our program. Then she made sure to close the response on a high note. As we keep doing that, we're excited to go back to South Bend next year. And then Nick goes on to say how this is the classic thing where you start with a compliment and positivity, you end with a compliment and positivity, and in the middle, the reality exists. So let's break this down a little bit. Number one is this travel excuse is real rich to me. Since Notre Dame has been flying all over the country, West Coast, East Coast, everywhere for 100 damn years. This is loser talk, loser talk, loser talk from these people, okay? So it's just really, really funny to me. Now the USC's got to fly all over and play a team on the West Coast, play a team on the East Coast. Suddenly, that's so hard, and they want to change the way. We've been doing it every year for 100 years with no complaints. We just load up the bags and then go play in a different part of the country, a different style of football week to week. And that's just our life we're used to. Welcome to our life. They've been doing it 1 year and they can't handle it. Can't handle it. So that is really, really weak. Here's the other thing. This all lines up with Hollywood and LA taking the easy way out, shortcuts to success, being soft, not being able, instead of confronting adversity, finding a adversity. I can't even spit it out. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm struggling still. Finding the easy way to do everything, selling your soul to get ahead, like giving up all the things you used to value to get ahead in the modern era. All of these superficial, weak-minded Hollywood value systems are represented in the USC program. Weak, soft, front runners. When things are good, they got their chest up and they're tough guys. And when things go bad, they cry about it and go into a hole, don't want to talk to anybody. Like front runners, finding the easiest way to do things. Like it's all Hollywood. That's all LA. It all lines up. It all lines up. But if you look at the bigger picture here, did you see what the Big Ten and the SEC want to propose? I saw this Monday morning before I got on the live show. They want to propose changes to the playoff where it expands to 14 or 16 teams, and they want 4 teams guaranteed from each conference, 4 from the Big Ten guaranteed, 4 from the SEC guaranteed. They want that. Like, here's where I think this is going. I think the further down this path with this playoff thing and expanding how many teams get in it and all this stuff, there's no way around it. It's all watering down the regular season more and more and more and more. The wider your net is of 12 teams, 4 teams to 12 teams to 14 to 16 teams, however wide this net goes for playoff access, the wider that net gets, the more it waters down the regular season, because it means you're going to have more and more teams with more and more losses, but somebody's got to occupy 16 spots, so they're going to get more. You're going to have more teams in that haven't really had that great of a year. It's all watering down the regular season. And the next thing that I think's coming is, you watch. Pretty soon, these conferences, they're going to start awarding the conference championship to the team with the best record in their conference, and then a tiebreaker agreement or something without playing a championship game. It's all becoming about the playoff. And these teams are not going to want to play that extra game against a good team in their conference. They're going to find a way to just award the conference championship to the best team in a conference and not even play that game. I'm telling you, it's not worth it anymore. There's no prestige in it anymore. It's all about this playoff now. And so, who wants to schedule? What is the plus side of scheduling a big non-conference game now if you just don't need to, man? It's all going to be about just having the fewest amount of losses at the end of the year to make this expanded field. It goes to 14, it goes 16, whatever it's going to do. So I don't know, man. And does this end up in a place where some bigger programs start not wanting to schedule Notre Dame because it's just, why bother? Like, why bother an SEC team scheduling Notre Dame out of conference? Like, why risk an extra loss when you could schedule Louisiana Monroe and then collect that win and then go into the SEC schedule or whatever? So I don't know. I don't know, man. But it just feels like there's a line here you're going to cross to where regular season games just don't matter anymore. And I don't know if that's in the spirit of what anybody wants this to be. But it's a sliding scale. The more teams are in the playoff, the more it lessens the regular season, because you can have 4 lost teams that are going to make the playoff. If you go to 16 with these guarantees, whatever you're going to do. So I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. It's where this is all headed. But as for USC, this is what this program is. This is what LA is. Always soft and just looking for the easiest way to cut a corner and get the desired result. It's just no longer about earning it and hard work and this and that. It's just, we're going to have to go cut corners to get there. So, but that travel thing is hilarious to me. Welcome to Notre Dame's life for 100 years. We don't complain. Fire up the jet. Let's go play somewhere on the East Coast, then go to the West Coast, whatever. And they're doing it, a year or two, and they're crying about it. So this doesn't surprise me at all. Typical soft USC, LA type mentality. I don't respect it at all. And they're just looking for the easiest way to make the playoff. Easiest way to make the playoff. And I think it's just been a rude awakening for them in the Big Ten and realizing life week to week is a little tougher than it was in the Pac-12 when they were like two teams with a pulse. Like, I don't know. But it doesn't surprise me at all to see them trying to take the easy, weaselly way out. And we'll see where this goes. The bigger picture with all this is monitoring how this could affect Notre Dame's ability to schedule moving forward. If some of these teams just get into where it's loss prevention, they might stop scheduling Notre Dame if they don't have to schedule Notre Dame and just try and not have as many losses and get a high playoff seed, not play a tough schedule and whatever. Where does that leave Notre Dame in the whole scheduling realm, big picture? I don't know. So I don't know what you guys think about this, but doesn't surprise me at all. Weak, soft, LA, cutting corners to get ahead. Averse to adversity, wanting to just find a way to not have to. It's all weak-minded, superficial, short-term result focused, LA living. I do not respect. What do you think? Don't forget to check out the merchandise. The link is in the description. You can browse and carouse all the different Always Irish gear. Make sure you head over there and get something for the next tailgate. Thanks for being here.